Hey YouTube, I'm your gossip guru and this is the Retail Rant. I work retail at the mall part-time and I just need to go off on a rant about our customers. I generally work the fitting room at my job. I guess you could call me the garment guru. And I find it funny how customers can walk into the fitting rooms with their attire but can't carry it out for the most part. I find myself constantly having to put clothes away for customers, and that's fine. It's part of my job description, but come on, people. Let's take our attire out of the stalls. Not only this, but there have been instances where I found used tampons in the stalls, so certain things are going on behind those doors that aren't supposed to be going on behind them. I find gum in the stalls. There was a case where a guy followed his girlfriend into the stall. Now she had clothes with her, so I'm assuming that she wanted to show him the clothes and for whatever reason could not step out of the stall to show him. So that was something you don't see every day unless you work in retail fitting rooms. But it's an abusive thing, and I think anyone that works part-time jobs and particularly retail jobs can relate to these things where for the most part the customers aren't very polite. They're going into helpless mode. They walk all over the employees. Until you walk in the employee's shoes and you're working the kind of job that they're working, you can't understand what they go through. But I just find messes in the stalls, bathroom products in the stalls, people accompanying each other in the stalls. When it's the opposite gender, it's a bit much. That's kind of risque. I can understand if maybe a younger person wants their mom in there with them, but couples, that's a little bit heavy. Just clean up after yourselves, people. I mean, you managed to bring the clothes into the stalls with you. Just take them out and I can put them back in the store. I will say that occasionally people do take the time to put the clothes back on the hangers. It's not always the right way on the hangers, but some people do make an effort, which is nice. But people leave stuff behind that shouldn't be left behind. If they bring it in with them, they should take it out with them. Certain stuff should be done in the bathroom, not in a fitting room stall. There have been sodas spilled on the store floor. It's a long known rule that you shouldn't bring food or drinks in a store with you, but people still do. People let their kids climb underneath the racks in the stores, the circular racks, and employees will have to ask the kids to stop instead of the parents. So we're playing employees, we're playing parents. It's a multi-role in retail. Let me think of what else. I just need to vent because the whole retail world can really test my patience sometimes. It's a part-time job. It's not something I plan on doing permanently. It's to get me money to start my life and to something for me to do while I'm still in college. But I sympathize with people in retail. I sympathize with people even working more retail hours than I do. I just need to vent, you guys, so thank you for allowing me to do this, because I just can't believe how helpless some customers can be and just how rude they can be. The fact that they walk in the stores 10 minutes prior to closing, and then when it comes to closing time, they think that they're still entitled to shop, despite the fact that not only the store but the mall is closed. That generally means it's time to take your purchases to the register and exit, but not everybody gets that. So, obviously, we appreciate business, we appreciate the helpful customers, but I think a lot of customers out there need to work on their respect for the employees who are there to help them, not to be abused by them. I'm trying to think of any other quirky things I come across in retail. I mean, people will try to steal things. The store I work at, I won't reveal, but it's a nice store. It's one of my favorite stores. It's part of the reason why I applied there in the first place, but it's not a super expensive store, and yet you find people leaving the sensors from clothes onto the top of the fitting room stalls, in other places in the fitting room, in other parts of the store. I mean, I don't encourage stealing at all. I don't see how people can not feel guilty after doing something like that. But for Pete's sake, it's not an expensive store. There's no need to try anything like that. Spilled drinks on the floor and just kind of snapping at the employees to clean it up, though you're the one that spilled it. Let me think what else. There's just kids that I think are too young to be in the store on their own anyway, are in there and they're constantly running back and forth from the store to the fitting room. It feels very demeaning, and it's part-time work. It's something a lot of us have to do, particularly when we're in college. So we suck it up, and many of us don't intend to do it forever, but that doesn't change the fact that it can be demeaning and abusive in a way during the time that we're doing it. Just the same, I have a job. I'm thankful I have a job. I just needed to vent because the other day was particularly stressful. I mean, I'm generally in charge of working in the fitting rooms, like I said, the garment guru, but I also have to work the floor surrounding the fitting rooms. So I find that when I'm trying to do one thing, I have to go and unlock the stall for somebody. So it feels like just endless. And then I'm folding clothing, and then I feel like right after I fold it, I gotta fold it again because somebody unfolded it, and for some reason they can't put things back the way they found it. I'm not accusing anybody in particular, but just overall customers can't put things back the way they found them. I don't see why. I don't think the fact that I'm there or other employees are there gives them credibility to just leave things a mess, but they somehow think it does. So the life of part-time retail employee. So that's my vent, that's my rant. I thank you for listening to me. I hope I wasn't obnoxious, but I needed to get that off my chest. Hopefully some of you can relate but aren't having to endure a whole lot of stress at your part-time job. Thanks for hearing me out, and thanks for your patience, and I hope to have another video up tomorrow night. So thanks, YouTubeniverse, and have a good one.